Hello my dear students, I hope you all are fine. So students, as you all know that soon we are going to have your second term examinations and you have to prepare for them. And one more thing that you have to send your assignment, that is all assignment from the first assignment. You have to send all of them to your respected subject teachers as soon as possible, because based on them only we can give you marks. Okay, so send your assignments and let's get started. Fourth, we are doing the last topic of your chapter number 10. We have done with the multiplication and today we will learn division of metric measure. Question number 1 is divide 25 kg 145 gram by 5. Okay. So in division, first what you have to do, you have to convert the bigger unit into a smaller unit. So what is the bigger unit over here? It's kg. So first you have to convert this 25 kg into grams. Okay. So we will do it. We will write 25 kg 145 gram is equals to 25 into 1000. This we have learned in our previous videos, that how we have to convert a bigger unit into a smaller one, plus 145 bracket close gram. Okay, so you will get 250000 plus 145 bracket close. This will be your gram. Now add these two, you will get in 25145 gram. Clear? Now I have converted these into gram. Now divide this by 5. Okay, first you have to do the conversion and after converting it you have to divide it by 5. So I am doing the division part over here. That is 25,145 divided by 5. Okay, so first I will take these two digits, as 2 is smaller, so I will take the first two digits. Okay, so this will be 5 5s are 25. Done? Okay, and when you subtract it you are getting 0 0. Now you will copy. If I am going to copy this 1, okay, then it is smaller, so I have to copy 2 digits, and when I am copying 2 digits we have to put 1 0 over here. Okay, then this is 14, so 5 2s are 10. Okay, this 14 minus 10 will be 4 over here. Now I will copy this 5 down, and 5 9s are 45. Clear? So what you are getting? You are getting, after division you are getting 5029 gram. Clear? So you are getting them in gram. Now you again have to convert it into kg and gram. So when you will do the conversion, you have to do the conversion by yourself. That is dividing this by 1000. So when you will convert it, you will be getting 5 kg 29 gram, and this will be your answer. Okay, we will do one more question of your division, that is 5 kg 8 gram divided by 2. So what I have told you, that first you have to convert the bigger unit into the smaller one. Okay, so you will write 5 kg 8 gram is equals to 5 into 1000 plus 8 gram. Okay, and when you solve it you will be getting 5000 plus 8 gram, and when you add these two you are getting 5008 gram. Clear? Now what you have to do, you have converted this into gram, and what you are getting, that is 5008. So your question become that 5008 divided by 2. Okay, so divide this with 2. So I have done, going to do the division part over here. So I have written 2 dividing this 5008. Okay, so first I will take this digit, that is 5. So 2 2s are 4. 5 minus 4 will be 1. Now you will copy the 0 over here. 2 5s are 10. Okay, after subtracting you are getting 0 0. Now you have to copy these both digit, as this one is your 0. Okay, so I have copied this, and when you are copying 2 digits you have to put 1 0 over here. Okay, now it is 8, so 2 4s are 8. Okay, and when you subtract it, what you are getting? 0. So after dividing this 5008 by 2, what you are getting? You are getting 2504 gram. Clear? So don't leave your question over here. Now again you have to convert this into kg and gram. And how you are going to convert this into kg and gram? By dividing it by 1000. Okay, so do the division by yourself. I am just writing the answer. So that will be 2 kg 504 gram, and this will be your answer. Okay, so whenever you have to do the division of any metric measure, first you have to convert the bigger unit into a smaller one, and then you have, when you got your answer, then divide this answer with the given number, and after getting your quotient, again you have to convert it into the given units. Okay. Class 4th, we are starting your chapter number 9, that is geometry. Okay, you have to make a separate copy for your geometry, and then you have to do all this work in that copy only. Okay, so before starting the chapter, there are some basic terms in geometry which we should know. Okay, so first is your point. A small dot made by a sharp pencil on a plain sheet of a paper is a point. So what is a point? When you make a small dot on by a sharp pencil on a plain sheet of a paper like this one. Okay, I'm making it a little bit darker so that it is visible for you. So this is a point. A point shows the exact position of an object. Now what is the use of this point? A point is used to show the exact position. Okay, and this is known as your, how you denote a point? You denote a point by using a single capital letter of your alphabet, and I'm denoting this point as P. Clear? So what is a point? A small dot made by a sharp pencil on a plain sheet of a paper. And what is the use of point? That point is used to show the exact position of an object. Okay. Next we are having line. Now what is a line? A line is a set of points extending in both the direction endlessly. Okay. So what is a line? Here I have drawn one line. Okay. Now you can make many points in this line like this. You can make so many points. So this only I have written that a line is a set of points. Okay. A set of points extending in both the directions. So these are the point and they are extending in both the direction, towards the right also and towards the left also. Second point is a line has countless number of points. As I told you, you can mark many points in this line. So a line has countless number of points. A line cannot be measured. You cannot measure a line. Okay, why? Because as you can see, I have drawn a line and I have made 2 points in it. One is A and another point I have written B. Now you can see that I have made an arrow on both the sides of the line. Now what does this arrow indicate? These arrow indicate that the line is extending towards the right, left also, and towards the right also, that is also endlessly. Okay, so you cannot measure the line because you don't know that till where we are extending this line. Okay. Now next we are having that how we are going to represent our line. Okay, so I have drawn a line over here. Why it is a line? Because I have made arrow on both the sides. That's why it's a line. Now how you are going to represent it? You will represent it as A, B. I have taken 2 points in it, A and B, and then this symbol over that. Okay, so this is the symbol for representing a line, AB, and then I have drawn a line over it. You can write AB or you can write BA. Both are correct. Okay, but don't forget to make this line over it, otherwise it is not representing a line. Okay, similarly with this one, I have made a line over here and I have written 2 points in it. One is your P, another one is your Q. So its name will be P, Q, and then a line over it. Okay, or you can write Q, P, and a line over it. Clear? One more method is there for representing a line, that what you have to do, I have drawn a line and I have written a lowercase alphabet over here, that is your small s, and this is represented as line S. Clear? Next we are having intersecting lines. Two lines when meet at a point are called intersecting lines. Now this we are going to understand from this figure. Okay, so you can see that I have drawn two lines. Okay, I named these line as A and another point over here B, and this one as P and another point over here, that is your Q. Okay, now you can see the line AB and line PQ are intersecting. Intersecting means cutting. Are intersecting at a point over here. They are intersecting over here, and I name this point as point O. Okay, So you can say the line AB and PQ are intersecting line. Why? Because they meet at a point O. Okay, and this point O is known as your point of intersection. Clear? So this point O is the point of intersection of line AB and line PQ. Okay, so these are your intersecting line. Next, we are having your concurrent lines. 3 or more lines passes through a single point are called concurrent lines. Okay, so we'll understand it from this figure. So I have drawn a figure over here, and how many lines I have drawn? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have drawn 4 lines, and you can see that these 4 lines are intersecting at one point, or they are passing through a single point, and I name this point as O. Okay, this point I have named as O. Now I told you that when 2 lines intersect at a point, they are known as your intersecting line. Okay, we have done it, that when 2 lines meet at a point, they are known as intersecting line. But when more than 2, that is 3 or more line passes through a single point, you can see these all line are passes through a single point, then these line are known as your concurrent lines. Okay, so if I named them as AB, this one as C, D, this one as E, F, and this one as G and H. So you can say that line AB, CD, EF and GH are concurrent lines. Why? Because they all are passing through a single point. Clear? Student, this is all for today. Till then, take care of yourself.